Elon Musk famously said, "I think eventually almost all houses will have a solar roof." The thing is to consider the time scale here, to be probably on the order of 40 or 50 years. But how it will happen? Well, Elon Musk thinks that the sun has this incredible potential that we are not using. Tesla CEO has a well-publicized fascination with the sun, especially as a source of sustainable energy. In December 2021, he tweeted, "The sun is absurdly, overwhelmingly the source of energy in our solar system. Doesn't even need maintenance, just works." He has claimed that solar is likely to be the primary source of energy in the future, as it already powers our entire ecosystem. But is Musk right about how powerful he claims solar to be? Or is his fascination with the sun as the world's largest nuclear reactor skewing his judgment on how possible it is to replace our fossil fuel consumption with solar? Well, let's start by laying out some of Musk's claims and analyzing them. One of his more famous claims is that the sun converts around 4 million tons of mass into energy every day, and to catch enough of this energy to power the entirety of America with enough energy, all we would need is a 100-mile by 100-mile farm of solar panels. This claim has been supported by several different scientists, and Popular Mechanics magazine did the maths and reported that this assumption by Musk was technically correct. Calculating the sun puts out around 385 yodawatts, which is a number so big, most of us have likely never heard of that unit. But for those who are interested, 385 yodawatts is 3.85 watts times 10 to the 26th power. Another claim by Musk is how much more effective solar power is than nuclear power plants. Although Tesla's CEO was careful to emphasize that he is not against nuclear power, the amount of space one of the plants takes up, including both that which the plant itself takes up and the free land around it, versus how much energy it puts out would be minuscule compared to if we use the same land for a solar farm. He claims that each square kilometer of land receives a gigawatt of solar energy, citing Andrew Smith, an energy research associate at the University College of London. And if that same space was used as a solar farm, then the energy gathered would be much greater than that produced by nuclear. Some experts agree with Musk. According to the University of Tennessee, it states that if all the sunlight hitting the ground in Texas alone could be harnessed and converted into electricity, it would be 300 times more than what all the power plants in the world are putting out in electricity. However, a commercial solar installations expert wrote in anonymously to Inverse magazine to criticize Musk's statement, making this claim on their own. A 1 megawatt facility using 345 watt panels takes about 4 to 4.5 acres, including aisles for maintenance, security fencing, inverters, and transformers, but no storage batteries. We've built several of these, as well as hundreds of smaller setups, and it produces 1 megawatt only at high noon on the spring and autumn equinoxes, if the sky is perfectly clear, no clouds, no rain, no dust on the panels. This has been accounted for in other public installations of solar panel farms, such as the Solar Star projects in Rosamond, California, which needs 5.5 acres per megawatt, the Topaz Solar Farm in San Luis Obispo County, California, which needs around 8.2 acres per megawatt, and India's Kamuthi Solar Power Station, which needs 4 acres per megawatt. So in short, the anonymous expert's claims are credible, and it seems like we are going to need much more space to fulfill Musk's solar farm's dreams. In fact, it sounds like we might even need to add a few zeros onto the space he claims we'd need. This also brings up the old criticism of solar, which still seems to remain relevant, despite Musk's excitement. What about areas around the world with less than stellar weather? As the anonymous expert noted, the farms they had worked on produced a megawatt of power only during very specific times and when there were no clouds, rain, or dust on the panels. That means that areas prone to rain or clouds, such as the UK or humid areas of South America, would not enjoy the full benefit of solar energy, and neither would acrid desert areas prone to dust clouds or dust storms. Unfortunately, some of these areas, especially desert ones, have the most constant sunlight. This doesn't mean that solar farms are inherently a bad idea or useless for anywhere, even for countries with these problems. It just means that more land will have to be used in order to make them effective. But according to Andrew Smith in a 2015 blog post, this still makes for a small proportion of land overall, and by 2050, 90.7% of people would be in countries needing to use less than 5% of their land for renewable energy. According to DeLucci and Jacobson in their 100% Solutions project, the U.S. specifically would only need to use 0.69% of its total land. At this point, however, it is all still highly theoretical, as Andrew Smith explains. He considers Musk's visualization to be merely a representation of the area of panels needed to produce the amount of power needed on an annual average basis. It's no deeper than that. He goes on to insist that no one is suggesting solar to be the US's only source of energy, and with wind and hydropower still available, it may not even make a lot of sense to do that, depending on the local area and climate. Over the last 15 years, both SpaceX and Elon Musk have practically become synonymous with modern-day space exploration. Between overseeing and funding space research via SpaceX, and also Elon has giant achievements with the Solar City. Musk is the man who pushes the boundaries in a lot of areas. And of course, he is very well educated in the areas of energy and solar power. But is he right in his claims regarding the sun? Not really. But it may be a tad misleading to make claims about how many yotawatts the sun produces and how many megawatts each square kilometer of the ground receives without taking certain things like the weather, the amount of dust on the panels, whether the area is appropriate for solar, and that's not even to mention the conversion rates of sunlight to electricity anyways. But as lightly misleading as it may sound, Musk's interest and excitement in the potential of solar is theoretically well-founded. Because if he is right, then it could possibly spell the answer to our energy crisis and a sustainable future for all of us. And that's something I think we should all be interested in and excited about. In any case, Elon Musk never stops to work on new ideas, that's for sure. We have already told you about his plans regarding a revolutionary internet connection and about his plans to change medicine forever. And who knows, maybe someday in the near future, Elon comes up with another revolutionary idea that will utilize the sun's energy and solve the energy crisis forever. Also, because of Elon's deep knowledge of space, he is often asked about aliens and the potential of human civilization being able to expand beyond the planet we already inhabit. And every time he answers these questions, it creates big controversies. Recently, Musk said something very interesting about aliens that might change your perception about whether aliens exist or not. And we talked about it in previous videos. And if you are interested in topics like this, next check out our new video exactly on this topic. And finally, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. It will be a